Hi, I'm Jesse Jones from Charlotte, North Carolina, and you're watching Sean Likes Spaceships.
Hey, it's Sean. I got a microphone with my face on it. Let's go.
When I'm looking at man, look what I'm looking at. Look what I'm talking to. I'm potato I'm talking to. He's looking at me. I mean, not that I'm attractive.
In 1988, a very angry James Caan and an equally as angry Mandy Patinkin hated working on a movie called Alien Nation. They hated the studio, they hated the changes, and almost 40 years later, you can see that hatred right through the screen. Applying the alien makeup took forever, and James Caan would often get into arguments with the director of Alien Nation, Graham Baker, about the direction the movie was going.
So whatever, and then I think it's like a look across, and then...
I don't have to do it like that.
I mustn't do this. That's terrible.
Terrance Stamp also hated working on the film, and he hated working on the movie so much he would refuse to show up for certain scenes. Making a movie sucks, but when the grown-ups on a film hate each other, it sucks times 10. It's one of the worst experiences you'll ever have. Imagine being a prop assistant on a movie. You've been working nights and weekends for 3 months, and all you want to do is go home and see your family and maybe even get some sleep. But a 12-hour day turns into a 16 to 18-hour day because James Caan thinks the cinematographer isn't filming him from his best side. Ultimately, the producers of Alien Nation thought their movie was too long, and they cut down the runtime to make it a breezy 91 minutes, which more people in Hollywood should follow. Why the hell is a movie about He-Man 2 hours and 20 minutes long? Everyone involved with that movie should be charged with war crimes. But to be clear, I'm not praising the producers of Alien Nation. They decided to cut down on the big final action set piece of the film, which was completely filmed and is why it feels like something is off in the third act. Note to anyone making a movie, cutting down the already filmed climax of your film is a really stupid idea. So for those of you keeping score at home, we've got a sci-fi movie where the two leads hate the studio. The actor playing the villain didn't want to be there, and the producers cut the big finale down so the movie wouldn't seem as long. And you've got a complicated backstory you need to simplify so people who aren't fans of genre movies might want to see it. Now, why would anyone waste their time watching this mostly forgotten movie? Because even though the movie is a mess, and I find the alien creature makeup to be ugly, and yes, I am aware that Stan Winston created the makeup effects. We'll get to that later. And even though the movie just sort of ends, I like Alien Nation. Sure, it was the 41st most successful movie at the box office in 1988, narrowly beating out Gorillas in the Mist. You have to manage your expectations because this weird, forgotten movie, yes, I know it has its fans, so does Soccer Dog the movie, is worth your time. And sure, you've seen your fair share of sci-fi movies because you're a fully grown adult with the mind of a 14-year-old like me. Have you ever seen a gritty, street-level sci-fi crime drama? District 9 isn't a crime drama. It's a future dystopian thriller. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to take the next 15 to 20 minutes of your time so we can talk about the movie called Alien Nation.
Alien Nation, thumbs up from me.
Gene, I didn't like it nearly as much as you did.
The story of Alien Nation goes like this. In 1991, aliens landed on Earth. The movie starts 3 years later, where the aliens, or newcomers, have been living side by side with humans. They're genetically engineered to be smarter, stronger, and more adaptable than us. Salt water is their kryptonite, or if you prefer, Kryptonite is Superman's salt water. There's a lot going on at the beginning of this film, so I like to think of Alien Nation as a 7-layer dip. First layer, aliens are on Earth. Humans and aliens have to learn how to live together with one another. There's a lot of fish out of water moments. Isn't it gross that the aliens drink sour milk to get drunk? They have weird alien sports they enjoy, and my favorite, kicking them where their balls should be doesn't hurt them. Second layer. The movie is an allegory about racism. James Caan's character starts out as someone who doesn't like newcomers, and he keeps calling them slags, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a top-tier slur to throw at someone. Whenever he yells it out, the aliens all turn around and look at him the same way the nurses would look at my dad when he would say something awful. It's helpful to think of Alien Nation as sort of an 80s buddy cop movie, the same way Alf is an adopted kid 80s sitcom. And I don't mean that as a dig. I loved Alf when I was a kid. Alien Nation is set and filmed in the ugliest parts of 80s LA, and it feels more like a crime film from the 70s than it does an 80s action movie. There's graffiti and garbage strewn everywhere, and it looks like most of the filming happened in the most crime-ridden sections of LA. I feel bad for the art department that had to work on this movie, because I'm sure they had to deal with the worst humanity has to offer while working. Third layer, it's a crime thriller, but it isn't a mystery, which might have served the movie better. It's more of a procedural crime drama, but the second you see Terrance Stamp show up in an alien costume, it's not like it's a big twister of a mystery who the bad guy's going to be. You don't hire Terrance Stamp because he's going to be playing a genial, middle-aged man that opens the door for handicapped people. You expect him to crush the weak while sounding like someone who studied acting at the place all the British actors go to learn how to act real good. You know, the British Academy for Villainous Acting, BAVA. James Caan plays Detective Matthew Sykes, but come on, it's James Caan. He's James Caan in every movie he's ever been in, because he's the best damn James Caan in the business. I'm also pretty sure that James Caan was choosing his own wardrobe on this movie. No wardrobe mistress in the world is choosing a Dallas Cowboys t-shirt for a New York cop that now works in LA. This is all me just guessing until I found this interview.
Here you are wearing your Dallas Cowboys t-shirt again.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
And as you wear it in the film, Alien Nation.
Yeah, I thought I'd do that. I had Doug ask, the Cowboys, and he said, "Oh, sure." So they sent me out these shirts. It'd be great. And then NFL Properties, they waited about a week and then charged us $50,000 to wear.
And if I'm James Caan, I get it. You're the biggest name in a movie that you don't really understand. You then see the alien makeup and it's nothing like you imagine, and now your name is attached to something that might be the next huge bomb, making the movie and you a joke for the next 10 years. Mandy Patinkin plays Detective George San Francisco. It's a whole thing. Watch the movie if you want to know more. And he's wearing about 12 pounds of prosthetics, but Mandy Patinkin will always sound like Mandy Patinkin. It's only a year after his role as Inigo Montoya in The Princess Bride, and I think Mandy Patinkin would have had a very different career if this movie would have landed. He's good in Alien Nation, but seriously, if you harnessed the anger that both actors have in this movie, you could power a mid-sized American city. It's clear as a Mormon's drug test that the two leads of this movie did not enjoy the experience, which brings me to the reason why I think this movie didn't do well. If I can tell almost 40 years later that the two main actors would literally rather be doing anything else, then why would audiences want to go see it? It's like watching Harrison Ford in anything these days. He's clearly miserable. Why wouldn't we be? I'd like to thank my friend Matt for that comp. Thank you, Matt. And you still owe me a cold opening, buddy. The other reason why I think this movie is overlooked because the alien makeup effects look ridiculous. They look like a big budget version of Corny, the Stranger Danger mascot from the 90s. I know makeup effects are done by Stan Winston, and I know the trick to the makeup is to have a creature that's alien looking while not obscuring the actor's expressions. I know Stan Winston is a genius. But Albert Einstein wasn't a genius every day. Some days Einstein was wrong, like when he didn't think black holes were real. Look that shit up, it's true. Do you think a 13-year-old boy who's been raised on Indiana Jones, The Terminator, and Lethal Weapon is going to look at these aliens and think, those guys look badass? In 1983, a miniseries called V had come out, and to my young brain, it was one of the greatest things that's ever been captured on television. It's also about aliens coming to Earth, but in a very different way. And in a major case of foreshadowing, we will be doing an episode of that here on this channel. In 1988, as a prepubescent nerd, it was impossible to not compare Alien Nation to V, and V was always going to win that comparison because V was the scariest, most awesome, most insane thing I had ever seen with my eyes up till that point. I really don't know who this movie is made for. No one is taking a date to see this, and if you want cool, gritty, street-level crime, you've got Miami Vice on TV. You want a sci-fi action movie, you've got They Live in 1988 and Predator and RoboCop the year before. A movie touching on race relations will keep away most white and black people, and the violence will keep away the younger kids. And clearly, the producers of the movie knew they had something on their hands, because a year later, Alien Nation, the TV show, would air on Fox.
Your new neighbors come from 3 billion miles away and have 2 hearts.
They're already taking too many jobs! Our job!
Your new classmates can see in the dark and learn twice as fast as you.
Talk to spongeheads and your hair will fall out.
Your new partner eats raw meat and gets drunk on sour milk.
It's a good week.
Welcome to America, 1995. Alien Nation premieres tonight on Fox.
That's a possible audience favorite episode show right there. For 1988, Alien Nation had a budget of $16 million, which was a mid-sized movie back then. Adjusted for inflation, the movie would cost roughly $872 billion today. It made around $50 million worldwide, so it made its money back, but it wasn't considered a hit. And the real-life supervillains who ran the studios back then weren't exactly dancing in the streets. I don't think this movie has enough fans to even call it a cult hit, but I like it, and I think it's worth checking out, if for no other reason than just to see how strange a movie this yarn actually is. But it's genuine, and some of the people who worked on it loved this movie. They put their hearts and souls into making it. It would never be greenlit today, however. I could totally see Apple Plus turning this into a series that no one watches, just like all the other shows on Apple Plus that aren't named Severance or Ted Lasso. I wonder if Apple TV Plus is taking pitches, because if they are, I have a great idea for a TV series about a cover-up where bad shit happens and it looks like it's aliens, but it's actually the government being terrible. What's that? The X-Files already did that? Well, my idea is completely different, because instead of it starring a good-looking woman and a dude, it's 2 good-looking women. Apple TV Plus, I anxiously await your calls. So if I had to rate this movie on the mustache scale, with Tom Selleck's mustache being the highest because it's glorious and Michael Cera's mustache being the worst of all ratings because it's terrible, I'd give it an Anthony Kiedis' mustache, because look at that thing. It's greasy and gross, but I still can't look away. Congratulations, Alien Nation. You're the Anthony Kiedis of sci-fi movies. My name is Sean, and I like spaceships. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Sean Likes Spaceships, the Alien Nation edition. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe.
Sure.
Okay.
What did I do?
I just need to move.
Oh, I can do that.
Well,
I'll screw you up.
comfortable.
No, why should I be comfortable? Don't be ridiculous.
All right.
Why start now?
Are we starting again?
This leg cross looks a little fruity, tell the truth.